Hi guys, it's Wednesday and it's time for a little bit of posterior chain and midline work. So today we're going to start off with 30 seconds in a pigeon pose each side. Probably go through that twice just to get a nice deep stretch through the hips. From there, you're then going to work into 2 sets. You're going to do 5 inchworms with a cobra. You're then going to do 5 Cossack squats on each leg, and then you're going to do 5 Kang squats. On the Kang squats, if you've got a barbell, add that to your back, add a little bit of load, and just start warming your hamstrings and your squat up. You're then going to go into a 6-minute EMOM. First minute is going to be 7 burpees plus a squat, so that's 1 burpee, 1 squat, 7 times. Second minute is going to be 7 jumping lunges plus 7 jumping squats. And your third minute is going to be 7 single arm deadlifts each side. Okay, so that's 14 in total. From there, you're then going to move into our main piece. You're going to do 3 sets, single leg glute bridges each leg. You can do 8 reps on each leg. You're then going to do 8 straddle ups each leg. Then you're going to do 16 weighted sit-ups. From there, you're then going to do your conditioning piece. So you're going to work in a 6-minute window and you do 4 rounds of this. So you're going to do 4 minutes work and 2 minutes worth of rest. You're going to run 200 meters. You're then going to do 15 sumo deadlift high pulls, then 10 burpees over either your bar, your kettlebell or your plate. And then you're going to do max double unders or sit-ups in the remaining time. Obviously we did a lot of double unders and sit-ups yesterday, so if you feel like you want to swap, do 1 round double unders, 1 round sit-ups, then go for it and just split the loading from there, guys. Alright, really nice workout today. Enjoy this one and we'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Hi guys, it's Wednesday and time to get into another session. So today we've got quite a little bit of posterior chain work, so replicate the deadlift just in different ways. So we're going to look today to start off with some glute stretching just to open out the hips. So we're going to start off with a pigeon pose, alright? So you're going to go down onto the floor and you can start very simply in a 90-90 position. For some of you, this might be enough of a stretch to go at. For others, you might want to work forwards with the breastbone pushing over the shin, alright? But you're staying up nice and tall, long through the spine, and then pushing forwards. For others that are a bit more flexible, you might want to work back with that straight leg, okay? If you are very flexible, then you might want to go down onto your forearms, okay? As long as you're feeling the stretch all the way through the rear of the hip into the glute, that's where we're good to go, okay? So you're going to go 30 seconds one side, and then you'll swap round, and then choose one of those variations for 30 seconds the other side, okay? If you have any struggles with that one, you can also do it either on a box, a bench, or like a surface on the side. So you would take one leg or one foot, so I think you're going to use my left leg. I'm going to take my left foot to the right side of my body, alright, and then just drop that left knee down onto the box, alright. So again, we're stretching out through the glutes, keeping the chest up nice and tall, and then you can just gently hinge forwards from that hip. Big tip here is to make sure the hips are square and the rear foot is straight on, okay, so we're nice and steady. Alright, so we're going to do 30 seconds each side with those, and you can do 1 to 2 sets, guys, just depending on how tight you feel today. From there, we're then going to work into 2 sets of 5 inchworms with a cobra, 5 Cossack squats each leg, and then 5 Kang squats. So, I'll show you through each one. We're going to hinge from the hip, first off, walking out, and then just dropping down into our cobra. Remember, squeeze the glutes here nice and tight, so you keep that lower back safe. And then walk it back out. What you're trying to do at the bottom here is you're trying to peel those shoulders back so that you're opening out that chest. If you want a bit more of a stretch through the forearms, then you can always bring the fingertips pointing back towards you. That will really open out the chest and the forearms and the biceps, and then just walk back out. Okay, so you can do 5 of those. You're then going to go into your Cossack squats. So remember, we're taking our feet nice and wide here. We're then utilising the hip joint to push backwards and replicating our squat pattern, keeping the chest up nice and tall. We're not dropping forwards. You're then going to push back up to the top, hips go back and down, and remember, this leg is pushing you back up, but on the way down, this little toe, the furthest away little toe, is squeezing down into the floor so you get a nice stretch through that adductor, okay? And you go 5 one side, and then 5 the other side. From there, you're then going to move into your can squats. So we're going to go RDL first, or good morning. Very similar movements. Then we're going to go down into our squats, back into our good morning or RDL, focusing on those hamstrings, and then back out. Okay? So hinge, squat, hinge, stand. Okay? You can either take your hands up onto your head or onto those shoulders, wherever you feel comfortable. Okay? If you have a barbell as well, you're more than welcome to use a barbell for that movement, just to add a little bit of loading into it. You're then going to go into a 6-minute EMOM. First minute, you're going to do 7 burpees with a squat. So you're going to go down into a burpee, pop back up, steady yourself, 1 squat, down again, pop back up, and then 1 squat, okay? Take your time through those, a lot of time to get through those reps. You're then going to go into 7 jumping lunges and 7 jumping squats. So we're going to split the feet, drive up as tall as we can, leaving the floor, opening the hips at the top. If you feel uncomfortable with a jumping lunge, I'd suggest stepping back into reverse lunge and then standing as quickly and as powerfully as you can. Once you've done your 7 jumping lunges, you're then going to do 7 jumping squats, okay? And again, if you're not comfortable with jumping, down into a squat, pop up, extend through the ankles, knees and hips, and then sit down into that next squat, okay? Super simple. From there, you're then going to do 7 and 7 single arm deadlifts, okay? So if you have a barbell, you could do these this very similar way as with a kettlebell or a dumbbell. You could just stand to the side of the barbell, hinge from the hip, stand nice and tall, come back down, and then work from there. Okay, we're just trying to get that lateral stability. All right, so we do 7 one side, step over to the other bar, 7 the other. You could also do them on a kettlebell in exactly the same manner. If you have a dumbbell, again, exactly the same. If today you only have like a med ball or a plate, then just go with normal deadlifts, okay? And let's get 14 reps, all right? If, however, you want to change it up a little bit, you can always go for a single leg deadlift. So just standing on 1 foot, dropping down, pushing back up to the top, hinging down, and back up, and trying to get down to the floor as best you can, all right? Just make sure that you're not wobbling from side to side with the hips. So that's our warm up for today, guys. We're then going to go into our main, which is going to be 8 single leg glute bridges, 8 single leg straddles, and 16 weighted sit-ups, okay? So you're going to go here, going to go through various options. The main premise of this movement is that whatever the weight that you've got, or whatever the load that you're using, even if you're not using a load, you're using 1 single leg, okay? So we'll be lying down onto our floor. If you have a barbell, you're going to take the bar across the hip, okay? The load is going to be taken exactly the same place regardless of what you are using. You're then going to lie back down to the floor, lower back pressed hard, and just hands either stabilizing the load on the barbell or into the center of the hips, okay? So from there, you're going to raise 1 foot off the floor, squeeze that other foot that's on the floor, take the tension of the load, push the hips up high as you can, and then come back down. So it's take the tension, drive, back down, okay? Making sure that belt buckle is on, really nice and tight. Once you've done 8 one side, you then simply swap over 8 the other side, okay? So again, regardless of the load that you're using, the weight is in exactly the same place. So if I was to do that with my dumbbell or my med ball or my plate, again, it'd be exactly the same position, all right? Always make sure this lower back is flat on the floor before every rep, okay? Nice and simple. You're going to do 8 and 8 of those guys. You're then going to do 8 and 8 straddle ups, all right? So you're going to take yourself down to the floor, legs nice and wide apart. Remember, we're aiming for the legs to be straight with the toes pointed at this point. From there, we're then going to raise single leg up and back down. Okay, we're going to go for 8 repetitions on one leg, 8 reps on the other leg. Okay, if you're pretty strong through these, bring your hands to the center, all right, and then you're just going to work up and down through here. Okay, if you're not so comfortable with these, then you're going to take your legs out straight, reach up, and then back down. Okay, really nice and simple. All we're looking for is this hip flexor and midline working. I personally really like these ones as an option if these aren't working very well. Okay, so once you've done that, you're then going to take any load that you've got and you're going to do 16 weighted sit-ups. So you're going to go back down to the floor, lower back press down, and then you're going to get a nice solid sit-up. Okay, try and keep that weight as close as you can to you. If you want to make it a little bit tougher, work above the head, nice and steady. Okay, again, whatever weight that you've got, doesn't matter here, guys, we're going to do exactly the same movement. So once we've done this, we are going to go into a 24-minute piece. First up, we're going to do we're going to go every 6 minutes for 4 total sets. And the way it's going to work is you're going to do 4 minutes worth of work and 2 minutes worth of rest, okay? So you'll be working hard for 4, resting for 2, and then repeating that 4 times, okay? So we're going to work through our movements. We're going to do a 200-meter run. If you don't have a 200-meter run, then you're going to look to do shuttle runs or run up and down the stairs for around about 45 seconds to 1 minute, okay? Once you've done that, you're then going to do 15 sumo deadlift high pulls. So remember, your sumo deadlift high pull is the utilisation of our hip, and we're looking for power, extending through, and then just drawing that barbell up underneath the chin, okay? So we're going to go into that nice solid deadlift to start position. Back nice and straight, chest up, feet down, snap through, okay? That's going to be our sumo deadlift high. All the while, the hips are doing the work. We're keeping the bar nice and close, and we're making sure that the elbows are staying higher than the load that we're lifting. Regardless of the loading that you're using, whether you're using a kettlebell or a dumbbell, stays exactly the same here, guys. Nice and simple, okay? Again, if you're using a medicine ball, exactly the same. You can go down, up, back down, and up. Same start position, same finish position, we're just working with a different load. From there, you're then going to do 10 burpees over whatever you've got. So if I've got my barbell, I'm going to do 10 burpees over my bar, down, pop up, little lateral hop, down, up, a little lateral, okay? Remember, if you're not comfortable jumping, just take out the jump. From there, in the remaining time, so let's imagine I've done that in 3 minutes. In my remaining time, I'm then going to do either max effort double unders, okay? So I'm going to go either max effort doubles, max effort singles, or I'm going to do max effort sit-ups. So touch the floor behind, come up, touch the feet in front. And that will be in the remaining time of that window that I have. This should be a really solid workout, guys. Push yourselves right the way through, enjoy it, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice day.